Planned Parenthood is a nonprofit organization that provides teens, men, and women reproductive health care. During the summer of 2015, videos arose of a lunch between Cecile Richards, president of Planned Parenthood, and a friend while discussing the exchange of fetal tissues to sell. Immediately, the video went viral, which left the public speculating the trustworthiness of the organization. Since the release of the video, certain government officials have begun to heavily advocate for the defunding of Planned Parenthood. And on November 27, 2015, a man named Robert Louis Deere shot and killed 3 civilians and wounded 9 outside of a Planned Parenthood clinic in Colorado Springs. Deere was reported to have said to authorities, "No more baby parts." This leads people to believe that Deere was aware of the videos released that involved the president of Planned Parenthood discussing using the tissue and organs of aborted fetuses to sell. Planned Parenthood provides different types of services besides abortions. According to the patient care provided by Planned Parenthood affiliate health centers chart, their services include STD testing and treatments and contraception. The fight to defund Planned Parenthood has been compared to the fight against women's rights since most of the people affected by this are women. If the organization were to be defunded, women and men would have a lack of access to inexpensive reproductive health care services. Women, men, teens, health care providers, and politicians are all affected by the situation. Planned Parenthood should not be defunded due to the fact that it provides affordable health care services to almost 3 million males and females worldwide.
The first stakeholder affected by the decision to fund or defund the program is the Planned Parenthood Federation of America, a leading provider of high-quality reproductive health care. The program provides healthcare services and sex education to 2.7 million young people, both male and female, worldwide. Planned Parenthood delivers 80% of their clients with pregnancy prevention services such as contraceptives, 3% with abortion services, and nearly 900,000 cancer screenings and almost 4.5 million tests and treatments for STIs a year. Cecile Richards, president of Planned Parenthood, defends the organization in a 5-hour-long hearing on the decision to continue or to stop government funding. In the following clip, she provides a response to the anti-abortion group's video on fetal tissue sales.
Planned Parenthood has been in the news recently because of deceptively edited videos released by a group that is dedicated to making abortion illegal in this country. And this is just the most recent in a long line of discredited attacks, the 10th over the last 15 years. The latest smear campaign is based on efforts by our opponents to entrap our doctors and clinicians into breaking the law, and once again, our opponents failed. To set the record straight, I want to be clear on 4 matters. First, using fetal tissue in life-saving medical research is legal according to the 1993 law passed by the Senate 93-4 and based on recommendations from a blue ribbon panel that was created under the Reagan administration. Second, currently, less than 1% of Planned Parenthood health centers are actually facilitating the donation of tissue for fetal tissue research. Third, in those health centers, donating fetal tissue is something that many of our patients want to do and regularly request. And finally, Planned Parenthood policies not only comply with, but indeed go beyond the requirements of the law. The outrageous accusations leveled against Planned Parenthood based on heavily doctored videos are offensive and categorically untrue.
She continues to state this legislation threatens millions of people's access to preventive health care. In their obsession with attacking women's access to health care, extreme members of Congress would take basic health care away from people who need it most, those who are struggling to get by, who rely on Medicaid or have no health insurance, and those who live in areas with few medical options. According to the Guttmacher Institute, a research center tracking reproductive health services, if Planned Parenthood is to be defunded, other community health providers will not be able to fill the gaps created. 103 out of 491 counties Planned Parenthood serves will not have any other clinics for clients to go to if the organization is defunded. The Congregational Budget Office reported cutting government spending would cause taxpayers an additional $650 million over the next 10 years. Planned Parenthood Federation of America provides almost 3 million young and low-income people with healthcare services vital to their lives.
The second stakeholders are the male and female population. There was an 83% increase in Planned Parenthood men clients from 2002 to 2012. 79% of Planned Parenthood healthcare patients have incomes at or below 150% of the federal poverty level. Planned Parenthood isn't just for young women that are looking for abortions or birth controls. 1 in 5 women in the U.S. has visited a Planned Parenthood healthcare center once in her life. 84% of Planned Parenthood healthcare clients in the U.S. are 20 and older. Mary Newmar is a 29-year-old woman from Portland, Oregon. She is a supporter of Planned Parenthood. When she was 20 years old, the clinic treated her for UTIs and yeast infections and provided her with her first birth control pills. Mary had seen a woman holding a sign outside a local Planned Parenthood that read, "Abortion kills children." After a few days of this, Mary approached the anti-Planned Parenthood protesters chanting yeast infections while holding a sign that read, "Dear Planned Parenthood, thanks for helping with my yeast infections." The following clip is Cecile Richards, president of Planned Parenthood, talking about a miracle story of a woman's life being saved by the clinic. This video shows the importance of other services besides abortions that are provided by the Planned Parenthood. This woman lost her health insurance, and the only place that would accept her with open arms was Planned Parenthood.
2 weeks ago, I was in Plano, Texas with one of these patients, Dana Ferris Fisher. And Dana can't be here today because she has a new job and she's supporting her family. But if she were here, Dana would tell you what she told me, that Planned Parenthood saved her life. In 2013, her husband lost his job and therefore their health insurance. And not long after, Dana found a lump in her breast. And the only 2 clinics that would take a patient without health insurance couldn't see her for at least 2 months. So Dana came to Planned Parenthood for a breast exam. And there, our clinician of 21 years, Vivian, guided her through the process of follow-ups and referrals and helped make sure that her treatment was covered. And she called Dana repeatedly to check on her as she entered treatment. And I am really happy to say today that Dana is now cancer-free.
The Republican Party is one of the 2 most popular political parties in the United States. Over the past 2 decades, the Republican Party has defined their views on certain issues like abortion. They wish to ban abortion in 2000 and continue to advocate for pro-life. The 2016 Republican Party presidential candidates include people like Chris Christie, Donald Trump, Jeb Bush, Carly Fiorina, and etc. On September 16, 2015, 16 of the Republican candidates debated on some of the most controversial topics, including Planned Parenthood and abortion.
A fully